you're listening to Russell Brand on 6 Music. That was Arcade Fire, Neighbourhood number 3. For that we had the Buzzcock, Something's Gone Wrong Again. I'm here with Matt Morgan. He's in charge of the switches. Hello there, Matt.
I didn't understand a word of all that you just said.
Don't worry about it. It's
noises.
not for you.
Just noises.
It's not for you. Cockity-lock.
Brandy, brandy.
Come on, Trev. Are you alright?
I'm alright.
We've been in Scotland, but we're back now. Did you like it, Scotland, Matt?
I did actually, yes.
Did an
I
impression
don't know
of
if
Scottish
I've
people
ever mentioned it, but I've got some Scottish heritage.
Good, and really? You went, oh! Matt dragged us around the old tartan shops. Oh, I've got red Marklane, I've got red Marklane. Like, this buy all sorts of tartan. Didn't you?
Yeah, I bought a scarf.
Yeah, well, it's annoying. And what about, we had to go into a fudge shop and buy some fudge for Trev, didn't we, Trev?
Didn't have to do that at all, did we? Because I don't like fudge.
Goes, do you want some? Don't say that you don't like fudge, Trev. Say day is night. Say black is white. But don't you, Trevor, eat your fudge, Trev Lock, claim not to like fudge when you so evidently, eminently love fudge. Eat your fudge, Trev!
That was lovely fudge, wasn't it?
It was really quite nice.
I don't like
It was
fudge.
too rich for me.
That fudge was quite nice. We're going to have a lovely show today. This is what you might call a pre-recorded show, trapped in a little bubble. We are not here now in our lives. This is not Sunday morning. I'm in Marrakesh having the sort of holiday that Joe Orton would describe as disgustingly decadent and gay. But I would describe as lovely.
You're not going to tell people where you've gone on holiday.
Why?
Because they could come and find you.
Who's going to go to Marrakesh to find me?
Wow.
The tabloid newspapers that have recently photographed our condom-strewn flat in Edinburgh. We came back from Edinburgh. The idiot who lives above that bar gave out our details to the Sun. Let the Sun newspaper come in and photograph Trevor's sex debris. All of us. Trevor Lock.
At least I was
King of the
innocent.
wild frontier.
Slept on the sofa. I had nothing to do with that. I just drank booze.
Yeah, you're a good, honest, decent, filthy little person, Matt Morgan. That's the sickest twist of all. Yeah, that person, the Provotos ain't been in the Sun yet, but like, you know, but...
The Provotos?
The Provotos.
That Russian?
Provotos. It's a new word, it's they've made it by Kodak. The Provotos are available.
What, that's not a story though, is it? Some condoms were found in a sex addict's house.
I am not a sex addict.
No, you're not, dear.
I'm a sexpert. I'm a sex inspector, sex instructor. First lesson
Phone off,
3.
you sexpert.
Who in God's... Hello, Captain Sexpert here. I've turned that little thing off. Yeah, so, yeah, that person, what an absolute planet! That guy
Was it definitely him?
Definitely.
How would you know?
None of the girls who were left sleeping there.
No, it was definitely that bloke.
And
Like the Sun into photograph. It might not have been in the paper because we're pre-recording this. That might so people. We might be the first people to admit this. People they might not know that they've been around, but they came around. Apparently, there were contraceptives left over the place, which is good. I was asked for a statement, and the statement I gave was, "As anyone who knows me will be aware, I'm a keen balloon animal enthusiast. Once I've made these balloon animals, I like to have sex with them, but only safe sex. Rubber up! Want to try?" I said that. Good statement, isn't it?
Heavens
They
for
won't
that.
use
That is
that.
a safe thing to say.
Safe thing to say. Also, why not have safe sex? Good to have safe sex. Role model for safe sex.
I remember when they showed those pictures of the Queen's breakfast table.
Oh, no.
This hardly compares, does it?
What was on the Queen's breakfast table?
Condoms.
Just really rubbish things like
Love aids.
Tupperware box full of condoms.
Really?
No.
Trevor, did you say that the Queen Mum had love
Love
eggs on her
eggs.
table?
Not love eggs.
Lovely eggs. Lovely eggs. Lovely
breakfast
poached eggs.
eggs. Just done right.
Delicious poached eggs for Her Majesty's mouth. Love eggs for Her Majesty. Love eggs for Her Majesty's mouth. Lovely eggs for Her Majesty. Pop them in your mouth, love.
We're losing
Eggs.
listeners.
Right. We're driving people away. So anyway, today we are going to be answering all your questions what are on the 6 Music website. All sorts of... Look at Matt and Trev shuffling papers like Trevor McDonald. Oh, the questions bit now! They're so excited about the questions bit, this pair of absolute twerps. Oh, it's questions about our lives! So, yeah, all questions on the website about asking us stuff. Matt and Trev have siphoned through them, God knows.
Siphoned?
Ciphered! Yeah, ciphered, it's a word.
Siphoned.
Listen, mate, yeah, you don't know the word cipher? It's not about the word cipher yet. It's a new word. Everyone's using it around my way. You ciphered that yet, they say. So they've ciphered through these questions. There's all sorts of them. We'll be answering those questions over the course of this broadcast. But before that, why don't we... Should we listen to Aerosmith?
Please, yes.
Okay, we will, but like, there's no point texting us. If you do, so you can text us questions or something, and we'll answer them in the future. We will still be doing Trevor Lock's Sonic Enigma. We will still be doing Matt Morgan's cultural review. Will we? What are you going to review culturally? We'll do that Ron Muick exhibition.
Okay.
Right, so Matt's going to culturally review Ron Muick. But you better do a list, Matt. Why don't you do a list? Models, dummies, art, someone done a blow off in the lift, things like that.
What a silly man.
What a silly man you are, Matthew Morgan. So, okay, yeah, you can text us if you want, but remember you'll be texting the concept of nothingness on 64046 or email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk, because I'm in Marrakesh having my Joe Walton style holidays.
Yeah, you two on holiday and I'm still in England.
Matt's working on our new Channel 4 show, Russell Brand's Got Issues. Trevor Lock will be seen on screen in that. Matt Morgan will be playing characters. It's going to be a great show. Russell Brand on 6 Music.
Speaking of asking questions...
Oh, hello, look at that for a link. Matt Segway Morgan. Speaking of asking questions...
Which we were.
Asking questions which we evidently just forced out of our brain boxes. So these are questions that have been up on the 6 Music website that...
No, people can
pose.
submit questions on the 6 Music website.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's not the website itself asking questions.
No.
Like the machines are turning against us. Why did you make me? If you love me so much, why didn't you give me a nappy? I've just done a cyber, what's it? That's the kind of question it might ask if a baby internet actually did come to life. I want to try. Come on in, Matt, what's some of these
I
questions?
was an idiot.
Go on then, ask the question then.
He's
breathing.
Big stupid
It's like
radio
the
word.
intake of breath you did.
And
that
now it's the
wheezy
Harold
old bird.
Pinter radio show, The Homecoming by Matt Morgan. Someone might want to go upstairs and give my wife a cuddle. Tick-tock, tick-tock,
Yeah.
tick-tock, time passes. Ask a question then, Matthew
Russell,
Morgan.
here's a tip. Don't say everything that's in your head.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Go on then.
Okay, what were your first impressions of each other when you met? And do you think this... Shuffling, Trevor!
Stop shuffling!
What were your first impressions of each other when you met? And do you think the same about each other now? That question goes to Trevor.
That's for you, Trevor. What did you do? What did you make of
I don't
me?
remember meeting Trevor.
I remember meeting you.
What happened?
I met you. He made me meet you.
What did I tell you about Matt before we met him?
On radio, you can't go he and you.
Yeah, you have to say Russell and Matt.
Okay, Russell
Little
and Matt.
rule called it's only audible, not visual.
Okay, I remember meeting you, Matt, because I was out in the park with Russell, and we just done some filming in the park, and he said, "Why don't we go to see the Dirty Pretty Things do their night at Coco?" And I said, "All right." And then I went along, and then we bumped into you there, and you looked all grumpy and angry.
Why?
I don't know, but you just did. You were quite sullen, and you went, "All right, mate," like that, and I went, "All right," and
Oh, this is a good story.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Boot up from the ceiling.
it's not a story. I'm just telling you.
Went through the
That's probably
stage.
why you didn't
Why
remember
would
it.
that... I met you before Dirty Pretty Things time.
No.
You cockadoo.
Oh, I
what are your
don't know.
first impressions? Say something that makes it sound like
Yeah,
interesting.
don't make me out to be grumpy and I'm happy.
Oh, I thought, what a happy little chirpy whistling fella. He came skipping down the street with your skipping rope. You offered me a sweet, and you asked me if I wanted to have a go on your rocking course.
Rocking course? Hey, this is a lovely course. Well, for today we're going to study Motorhead. Come on, put your trousers on, you dirty devils.
I actually do. I remember when I first knew Trevor, and I thought he didn't. I thought he was dressed like that for like not a laugh, but it wasn't like your normal clothing.
What do you
I
think
thought-
he'd like been to a 1950s recreation day?
What do you
No,
mean,
I
dressed like
actually
what?
think he looked like an 80s dad, one of sort of harangued dad who's come home from work and the kids are everywhere and he's got like sort of
Right, a
little,
flustered estate agent day.
yeah, that sort of thing.
Oh, blimey, the kids.
When was that?
Jane, come downstairs. The kids are eating the carpet. Sort of lazy,
Jane,
rubbish
Oliver's
sitcom.
been sick on his lap. That kind of a dad.
Jane, how long are these fish fingers got to be in for?
Jane, the middle these fish fingers ain't forward. Jeanie, the thought of fish fingers. Jeanie, the memory lingers. Trev, if someone don't start talking about meeting me within the next 10 seconds,
I
I'm going
met
to
Russell
resign.
at MTV and I thought, I hate that man.
No!
I did.
Why?
Not on the aeroplane. The first time I saw you from a distance.
Well, let's just...
And you were going, oh, get out, oh, stop it, yeah, hello, oh, that's a
No.
form of bullying. Like that. People were shouting at you from above, down you were at the kitchen bit, and you were shouting out, I thought, I don't like him.
Why?
And also, you'd written on your arm, this is my tattoo.
Funny.
Funny
Oh,
joke.
dear.
I thought he was a right old show-off, and he was all tanned, and all sort of, like a pretty boy, weren't you, then?
I had that mad hairdo. All
Yeah.
like a cockatoo hairdo.
And then so I thought, oh no, I don't like him. And then we were stuck on an aeroplane. You were meant to be in business class, but they booked you back, you know, in the economy with me. And I had to sit next to him, and he had these snails. I think we told the story
Giant
before.
African snails I had then.
But we talked about comedy and stuff, and I thought, oh no, he's alright actually. And then we went for a meal in Dublin. I was embarrassed because he wore a vest and a little pair of shorts. And I thought everyone thought we were a gay couple.
Oh, how times have changed. Oh, I don't wear shorts anymore, people still think we're a gay couple. Them giant African snails were nice. I took them all around the country, them giant
Brilliant,
African snails. Giant they were, African they was, snails I reckons. Got them at Brixton Market, they were huge when I travelled around the country with them, and then realised I couldn't give them the home they needed.
No.
I left them in the Hilton Hotel.
But then you ordered them room service of lettuce.
Yeah, I got some lovely lettuce, but it did come in hollandaise sauce, which I think was a bit too salty. They didn't like it. But and what happened was, right, I was doing this, like, I was promoting Jackass when Jackass came to this country, and I was in a great big corn exchange thing or something in Leeds, right, and like presenting this thing, getting all these people to eat as many hard-boiled eggs as they could. And the PR woman from like, in a bit of a shopping centre, hundreds of people gathered around. Stop touching your mic, Trev!
I moved it because he's wheezing into
Stop
it.
wheezing. What's wrong with you, Wheezy? You stupid, sleazy Wheezy. Right? See, he's a Wheezy! So, I was in the shopping centre, hundreds of people gathered around, making these people eat boiled eggs till they vomited. It was sort of like some sort of Jackass-derived promotional offer. And I'd left them snails in the Hilton Hotel room. And this woman, like the PR woman, comes to me over the telephone and goes, Russell, it's that I've got the West Midlands Police on the phone. No, the North Yorkshire Police on the phone to discuss. They've been speaking to the RSPCA. Apparently, you left some snails in your hotel room, some giant African snails. Do you want to take the call? No, I don't. Because how can that go well? I've got the police involved. The RSPCA, snails, it's ridiculous.
So those snails are sold for food, aren't they?
Yeah, they would have been just that.
So you've helped them.
Okay,
How's he helped him?
Well,
I'll give them the life of Tops, Trev. They lived a lovely life.
One was called Wiggins, I called it Wiggins. And what was the other one called?
That other one, we never knew its name.
So how did you carry it around? Did they just sit on your shoulder?
They were inside the shell a lot of the time, unless you left them to relax.
But why would you carry them around?
They lived in a shoebox with all these other trinkets.
Yeah, and it was in the middle of that foot and mouth crisis, right, and I was carrying these giant
grief.
snails around. People were suspicious.
How hard was their shell?
Dublin, quite hard.
So it would be difficult to crush them accidentally.
What do you mean, Trevor? Are you plotting killing them already?
Well, they are
Isn't that difficult it would be to kill them?
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's have a little listen to the years. Trevor's already trying to kill. I'll tell you, after this record, I'll tell you about my first impressions of Trev and Matt as a pair of absolute ninnies, which hasn't changed a jot to this very, very day. I'm Russell Brown, you listen to Six Music. It's a pre-recorded show. This is happening in a little bubble. Leave your microphone alone, Trevor! Do we have to tell you on a daily basis?
That's why you should wear headphones, because then you can hear it go.
Yeah, wear headphones, Trevor.
When you touch it.
When you touch that, you see that stick with a phone thing on the end of it? It's a device for picking up sound. So when you touch it, little vibrations shudder down it, and it is broadcast to the 9 people that are listening to this pre-recorded show. Adam, don't disturb Matt when he's working. So we're answering your questions here. Here's a question from Rosie, who's 15 in Northamptonshire. She says, I just want to say I love you and your show, and I want to ask you, how do you cope with the girls running after you? Well, stand still, the girls will soon catch up, then you can kiss and cuddle them, as long as, not girls like you, Rosie, 15 years old, girls that are in their 20s, and even as old as 63 years old. They will stand still.
What's the oldest woman you've ever
When I was at
with?
drama school, I slept with one of the tutors, and she was quite old.
How old?
Probably in her 50s, and I was like 19.
Oh my heavens.
Yeah, it was mad. I was scared.
Was it normal? Was it just like...
Well, actually, no, it weren't normal, because I was frightened. And, like, you know...
So she took advantage of you?
No, because I sort of stirred it all up, right? I was on drugs, and I was like, thought I was all, hey, man, yeah, come on, baby, let's go wild.
Was she good looking?
She was pretty sexy, actually. And then I went back to her place, and I got properly, like, I was, like, suddenly realised, oh, my God, it's not the same as having sex with a young woman, is it? So there's differences involved. You know, different... Like,
Well, physically?
Well, like, appearance-wise, you know, she lifted up her nighty.
Let's not go there.
No!
What about you, Trev?
I love all women. What
Right.
about, what?
Oldest one.
Oldest woman Trev's ever slept with.
I don't know, not very
Probably
old.
when he was in Peru, he had it off of a witch doctor, one of the tribal elders or something like that. Did you?
Sort of, yeah.
Did you?
An old man, yeah.
You had it off of an old man?
Yeah.
Good lad, Trev. Pushing boundaries
Trev, you
back.
can't just leave that hanging in the air.
Well, he did, so, you know.
He left it hanging in the air. The dirty old devil. My boomerang won't come back. My boomerang won't
Trevor,
come back.
You haven't said when you met me what it was like, what you first thought.
Trevor, can you imagine what it was like for the victims of murderers? No, I remember when I first met Trevor Lock. Trevor Lock had written a play called "There's Something You Should Know" that was on in the Edinburgh Festival. I went to audition for Trevor Lock's play up in the Edinburgh
Well, so
Festival.
Trevor was sat there like Simon Cowell.
Exactly. And I had to
Really?
go in there, me, a man with my gifts, and sit before that absolute lunatic and